Hi everyone! Welcome to the first Fancast stream. I'm trying to read chat, but it's very difficult. But how are you all feeling? Yay!
Are you speaking to us or the chat? Okay.
Do you know what? I didn't make that clear. I'm so sorry. I was speaking to chat, but I am interested.
Well, thanks for caring, Lowri.
Oh
I'm fine.
no, I do care. I've also been an absolute schoolboy error, is I haven't muted. There we go. I had my own voice talking back at me, and I'm so Welsh, which is lovely. Yeah, so let's do some introductions. I am Lowri Ann Davies, and I play Celia in the Magnus Protocol. And I'm going to be hosting these streams. There are going to be 5 of them for season 1. And I will always be joined by 2 cast members. And today I am joined by Billie and Ryan. And I would love to hand over to you to introduce yourselves, say who you're playing in Protocol, and if you don't mind, do the possibly cringe thing of just a little fact about how your week's been. And I will obviously do mine as well, so that you don't have to do that alone. Let's go alphabetically. Billie, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I am Billie Hindle, pronouns she, her, and I play Alice Dyer in the Magnus Protocol. And my week has mainly consisted of script writing. I've been, shameless self-plug, I've been working on my own audio script.
Oh, yay!
Its working title is The Enemies of Everyone, and it is a dystopia about a prison city. So,
oh gosh,
yeah,
it's that's exciting. I had no
don't know
idea.
if it'll go. Yeah, don't know if it'll go anywhere, but it's working with y'all's got me in, wanting to write something of my own. So that's pretty much what my week has been. That and playing Black Ops 6. So.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing because I know how Ryan's week has been as well. And how my week has been compared to both of your weeks is hilarious. But please go ahead, Ryan.
What's your week been?
I mean,
oh my gosh, I was about to call you Celia there, Lowri.
You can call me Celia, it's fine. The biggest thing of my week is that my sofa that was like 8 weeks late finally arrived, which was very, very exciting. So we now have a sofa, and it's the most steady old age thing when you're like, I've been writing this script. It's very exciting. I guess I've also been playing Baldur's Gate from the sofa, so
Great.
Big
I know how you
here.
feel. I mean, I got a new hob once, and it was the most exciting day of my life.
Like, genuinely, it arrived yesterday. I woke up this morning, walked into the living room, was like, oh, sofa.
Yeah.
Anyway, please, Ryan, introduce yourself.
Oh yeah, hello. My name's Ryan Hopevere-Anderson, and I play Colin Becker in the Magnus Protocol, and my pronouns are he, him. And my week, I just got back from Singapore because I was out there doing a actor-musician production of Macbeth with a company called Action to the Word. And it was like the second half of a little autumn-winter tour of Macbeth that we've done. We were in Hong Kong the end of October, and then we came back and we had like a little 2-week break, and then headed back out to Singapore. And it's the first time I've ever been to like any Asian countries like that before, and it was cracking experience. Also a bit of a lesson in trying to tackle some of my own fears. I think I've got this pretty irrational fear of blood, and you can't really get away with doing Macbeth without a bit of the old blood. I was playing Macduff, so without giving anything, well, actually, with giving complete spoilers away for Macbeth for anyone that's not seen it before, Macduff has got to kill Macbeth and then hack his head off at the end. And then the way that we bring his head on, we've got it in this like see-through plastic bag, which is just like, it's got like a polystyrene head, and it's like full of like fake blood. So I'd be lying if I said there weren't a couple of times that I was doing that I thought, I think I'm going to faint.
Oh
But
no,
let's
that would be so
try and get.
inconvenient.
Oh,
Oh my god, honestly, it's been, if nothing else, it's been a useful tool, a useful exercise in trying to get over my own fear.
Well
But
done.
honestly, I've
my
seen the
god, I'm getting.
pictures as well. It looks so cool.
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah,
so
the
good.
the director is she's done like she did like a decade long production of like A Clockwork Orange.
Sorry,
So
did you say
like
a
Oh,
decade long?
oh,
well, it did like a full. It started at the Fringe, I think, and then it was in
mm,
London for a bit, and then it was in New York for like 10 years or
Oh
something.
my god,
So
Billy, you look
I'm
so excited.
I'm pretty sure. I thought the name of the company sounded familiar. Action to the word. I went to see the version of Clockwork Orange with college, and I had to write
oh
about it
really? Yeah,
in my exam.
Ah,
that's
Yeah,
amazing. Whereabouts did you see it?
it was in at the Lowry in Salford.
hey,
Ah, amazing.
Lowry is
Yeah.
the
I haven't
bane of
actually
my
seen it,
life.
but
Ah,
I take it
Lowry.
was like.
I only just
Sorry, yeah,
realised.
everyone always. Sorry, you want to talk about really interesting things? Please continue.
Yeah, I'm pretty
that's
sure it
that's
was Action to
cracking.
the word. Yeah,
Yeah, would have been. So
that's
the
so cool.
Alexandra Spencer Jones, the director's name is. She's well
Yeah.
versed in like pretty dark stuff, and Macbeth was like no exception to it. But yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Oh,
Awesome.
and well, look, my sofa continues to be excellent, and it's green, which I love. So there you
I've got a
go.
green
Lovely.
sofa right there
Oh,
in the back as well.
oh, it's hard to see.
Good choice. Good choice.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I want to take a moment to say quickly, like, hello to Jess and April and Hattie. Jess is hosting the stream for us. Hattie and April are modding, and without them, I think it's safe to say this fancast, these wouldn't be happening. They have been instrumental to them coming together. And also thank you to Martin and Sebastian for all their tech help and their infinite patience with my. Look, there are no such things as silly questions, but I am aware that sometimes I ask tech questions that I'm sure make them shake their heads, but they're very kind to me, to my face anyway. I guess let's talk a little bit about what we are doing here. So we're here streaming with all you lovely Kickstarter backers and Rusty Nobles because you unlocked the tier or the reward on the Kickstarter for us to do this, to do a fan cast, which is going to be us listening to some episodes of the Magnus Protocol. We're going to be talking over them a little bit, like kind of commentary style. And then after the episodes, we're going to have maybe 10 minutes or so where we'll answer. Susanna Fraser, Jess Hattie, and April are angels. I just caught that on the chat and I want to agree with you. They are indeed. Yes, we will be answering questions if you have any. Speaking of the angels, Hattie and April will be gathering your questions if you put them in chat. We'll be reflecting on how the episodes have, made us feel, any memories they brought up or anecdotes and stuff like that. I have already warned Billy and Ryan that my memory is appalling, and I have no memory at all. And I haven't re-listened to this episode since it came out, so
Oh,
maybe it'll jog something fantastic in me hearing the words. Yeah. Oh, important actually. In the description in YouTube, we have links to the transcripts. If you want to read it along as we're listening, just because it might be difficult with us talking and then the volume of the episode and all of that going on. Also, the content warnings for the episodes are in there as well. I think particularly episode 3, or maybe these are just personal ones of mine. Check out the content warnings, I reckon. Yeah, and we're listening to episodes 1 and 3. Normally we'd be doing 3 episodes, but episode 1 is a double episode. We may pause halfway through the episode if we feel like we want to have a little 10-minute debrief of the first half. I think we're just gonna see how we feel at half time. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to cover.
I have something to say.
Oh, sorry,
April, can you tell Alex to stop calling me a nerd? It's bullying at this point. I'm mourning my blowbows, and he's just here calling me a nerd.
I was about to say, Billy, that struck a little chord of fear in me when you said I have something to say, because like that's the tone you use with Alex. So I'm really glad it was about Alex. I was like, oh no, Billy's going to be sassy to me. I can't take it.
No, I would never. Not to you.
Only Alex.
Alex, on the other hand.
Yeah.
Ah,
Right. Have I gone over
Just
everything I
kidding.
wanted to go over? I think so. Okay. Now then, I'm going to hit play. This is where the first tech, or maybe it's the second tech challenge comes in. I'm going to hit play, and hopefully we will all be able to hear the audio. I guess, can I get confirmation from you, Billy and Ryan, that you can still hear it? I haven't hit play yet, don't worry.
Okay.
I was going
and
to say,
also,
again.
you're like, I can't hear it. Also from chat, I'm sure you'll let us know if you can't hear it. I'll make it very clear when I hit play. Before I do, Billy, Ryan, and me,
Yes.
though I have already confessed that I can't remember, would you like to sum up this episode in up to 3 words from memory?
3 words.
My words would be, first, Nico, help, because I think Nico had to do a lot of the vocal cut editing on this. Where I think I started it and then he had to finish it. I can't remember, but I know we both worked on it, so that's all I remember.
I think mine would be meet the crew.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Because you sort of get introduced to like all the people, don't you? It's like a who's who of the OIAR.
You've got like nice, fun, joyful things to describe. I'm sitting here thinking, like visceral, unsettling, and scary. But yeah, maybe I'll go for visceral, unsettling, and angry.
Ooh, yeah, I like it. I like the full gamut of things that we had there.
From Colin's standpoint, definitely.
Yeah, maybe. And is it one full word? Mispronunciation. There's a mispronunciation that I did that's still in there, and see if you can spot it when it comes up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Oh, good. Something to listen out for. Right. I'm going to hit play. I have hit play.
I can hear it.
Good. We can hear it.
Womp womp womp.
Rusty Quill presents.
Can chat hear it? I guess we're not going to know for a while. Do you know what? I do remember the first time I heard this and was like, oh.
I've just seen somebody compare. Susanna Fraser just compared GLaDOS to Lena. People like chocolate cake. That is the perfect thing. I thought she reminds me of somebody when she says that. It's GLaDOS.
I don't know what GLaDOS is.
Oh, have you never played Portal 2? Well, she's in Portal 1 as well, isn't she?
The audio for me is so much louder than you two, and I don't know if that's something I need to deal with or if it's something that you can deal with, Jeff.
To me, you sound louder.
Oh, do you know what? Jess is speaking in my ear, and she says the music is really loud. She makes a good point, so let's see how we go. Oh, computer.
The dialogue might not be as overwhelming.
What are you looking forward to the most?
I mean, occasionally seeing the sun could be nice.
Boo! Your pathetic addiction to vitamin D will only make you weak.
But Alice, my bones. They're ready to snap like twiglets.
Fun fact, this was my audition scene.
Was it?
Yeah, although there was a different line.
Your body up, right?
Instead of saying
Well,
most
I'm
people
afraid
don't
we
work
can't
here,
all subsist
it
entirely
was,
on
yeah, most
copy
people
and
are
social media
idiots.
crap.
Attitude. I reckon you could crack it in another
Well
4
done for
years.
remembering
Another
that.
4 years of you.
Don't know why they changed it.
Cracked is exactly what I'd be.
Oh, it's so weird hearing you speaking and you as Alice speaking.
I'm gonna miss you, Teddy.
No, we'll stay in touch, right?
Of course.
I love Teddy.
If you think you can escape
no,
my
more
atomic
Teddy,
brand of
please.
nonsense by getting
Yeah.
a boring normal job, then you're
Yeah,
going to be
Kazim's
sadly
great.
disappointed, my friend.
I love
Yes.
Kazim
Most people
so
would
much.
consider civil service.
I loved
or a
editing
normal job.
both of you
Yeah,
in
well,
Cry
most people
Havoc
don't
a
work
lot,
here.
right? I was
Yeah,
really
that's right.
pleased
Yeah,
that
it was
both of you
interesting
were in.
hearing him
There's my
speaking in
guy.
this because
How's
he's,
it
you know, kind of
hanging?
meek and mild,
Is
like
it an
little
app
Teddy.
yet? Do we have a bit of
But
a
he was
flow?
like,
I
oh,
assume
Mark
you
Anthony
finished
in the
all the
last one.
social features.
Don't you
Yeah.
start. I swear, I'm going to shove a cable down that prick's throat, pull it out of his ministerial anus and floss him to death.
Is that what you mean when you
I had a wee cold
compatible?
during this specific recording,
Me.
and
I created
tried to sort of like work it into the character a little bit. I was like, typical, eh? Go weeks and
So I
weeks
would
knowing
just
that this
leave
recording's
and
coming,
send
and
the
as soon as
wolves
we're
then.
recording, I've
He's a
got
big boy.
cold.
He can look
Yeah.
after himself.
Hence the
Besides,
me
he's going to be
always
working
huffing the
with
tiger balm.
Sure, but you know how Gwen and Lena can be.
Awful.
That line that you had, the flossing
course,
line,
it
I
wouldn't
feel
have
like
been
that's a
an
very
issue if we'd
difficult
done
one
this
to
as a
deliver. I
pub
think
like
I would
normal.
struggle
You
with
know,
that.
Oh,
Lena,
there was so many. Like, I
procedure
think also
requires
just because
any
my accent,
provided
like,
food
if
and
certain
beverages
R's
are
run into each other,
consumed on site.
like, I probably did that on the fourth or fifth take.
Ah.
Sounds been a good spool. God knows you wouldn't have got me to a stranger's goodbye party at 6 in the morning.
That's interesting,
Fine.
actually.
I'll go rescue
I've
him.
never really thought about how accent would change the rhythm of a line.
Insurance.
Yeah, I mean, what have
reliable.
you found that
True.
being Welsh yourself at any point?
Just
Like,
let me
I
know
don't know.
when
I
you
think
need
mine
an
is
guy,
quite
yeah?
Colin, mate,
anglicised,
you're
I
never getting
think,
out of
like, unless I'm on the phone to my mum or
it. Even if
something.
his nibs lets
But
you off the hook, which you won't,
I can't think of a
you couldn't bring
specific
yourself to just
occasion,
leave.
but I do wonder, because
Not till
I have
you figured
tripped over,
out
I mean,
all these
everyone trips over
fine
lines, of
little
course you do.
errors.
There are some lines that are
Or they
difficult.
finally kill me.
But I
I'm
wonder if
sure of
any
that
have
too.
been because it's been someone with a
Heads
different accent writing it and be
Looks
like,
like they
that's
all found
fine. And
out.
then my accent's like, oh, I can't say that.
Hey!
Enjoying the
That's weird.
party?
Colin was just saying how much of a blast he's having. Isn't that right?
Oh, really?
Yay, oh.
Sure.
And how he'd love to take the after party to the pub.
What a
I
great
think that is like
idea,
one of the
Colin.
first little twitches that you hear in the audio.
Sam is the
And
only
Colin
one
replies
who's had
that,
any
yeah,
cake
sure,
so far.
there's the
And
first
that's
little lie
because you
twitch
practically
that you
forced
hear.
it down his throat.
You
Oh,
hear
no, it
one
was
when
nice.
I'm like,
People like
sure,
chocolate
Teddy,
cake.
we'll still meet
People
up.
like being treated
Oh.
like adults.
Yeah.
Thank you for your feedback, Gwen. I will take it under advisement.
I love
oh, I
the
don't know.
I
salt
was just
between
telling
Gwen and
Sam
Lena
that
in
he can
this
expect
episode.
supportive co-workers here at the OIAR.
Oh yeah, we're a real family.
Heyarin, is it? I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. My original accent is Welsh, South Walian, and if it's back to normal, it's very strong like this. But then, because I've been living in London
You'll
for
have
so
to
long,
forgive Alice,
it's
Sam.
just
She's convinced that she's
yeah,
funny.
anglicised and
It's
not
alright.
intentionally.
actually
It
go
makes me a
way
bit
back.
sad sometimes.
Alice
But
recommended Sam for the job. Oh?
I feel like my
Is
accent's
it? I
gotten
learned from the
thicker
best.
being in London.
People are trying to
Like,
enjoy
I don't know if
Really?
it's just like a
Alice,
defiance.
confusing to,
Test for a
yeah, a little bit.
So, I think...
Actually,
we
Billy,
might
I don't know if
all
you've
be
seen, but in that
done
little
on cake,
description
so
that
I'm
Alice
gonna
just
call
did
it.
there,
And
yeah,
suggest
we're a real
anyone who
family.
wants to can
There's
decamp to the pub.
their name escapes me, but
Fun.
somebody's done
If
like
that's
a
the
animatic
consensus, I will accept
of
it,
of
although I'm
that
afraid I
scene,
won't be able to join you at
and
the
the
Stewart.
way that
Oh,
they've
shame.
it's like a
But do
fan
take
art
Sam along
animation,
and enjoy
and
yourself.
it's I'll try to find
Just
a
remember, it
link
is
to
a
it,
work
but
not seen
it's
that.
funny.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll
sure.
find it.
I'm down.
Great.
Oh, and
Ugh.
Teddy.
Hmm?
I understand you're leaving us, but that's no excuse for being sloppy. Please
So,
ensure you shut
fun
down
fact
the
about this
workstation before
scene
you
is,
depart.
Hmm?
obviously,
I
because
would-
I was
Oh,
I was
that's,
cast sort of after everybody
hang on,
else.
Mm.
I had to
I'm
do this
forgetting
in. I had to do this entire episode, sort of, with only April and Alex reading everybody else's lines to me.
Hang on, I've still got the
So,
last bit to fill in.
It was.
Do I really have to put some Mama Khalid at
It
the top of
it
every
fits
single
in really
page?
well
Yeah,
once
they're
it's all
pretty big on
together.
paperwork around here.
But like,
There
I
has
was
to be a
just
way to do
sat
this
there with
online.
just like Alex and April just reading
Well,
lines
you'll
to
see.
me.
Anyway, hurry it up. Time to
I wonder if it would have
play
been
into the perfect government drone
how different it would have been if we'd got a second
Speaking
go
of,
at it
Mm.
with
box
the
for a
recording it.
response
I'm kind of glad that
on the
it
form.
is as it
Do you
is
know what
now.
that is?
Oh,
Yeah.
ignore that.
I think
It was
they
a
just
nice,
didn't
it was
have...
a nice
response department, I think.
surprise,
Now
like
it's just
to hear
us.
you in
Guess
amongst
they
it
never
all
updated the
the first time.
onboarding.
But yeah,
I think they just didn't have time.
I doubt
I think
it,
that was
since
it.
no one
Yeah,
actually
probably.
reads that stuff.
To like schedule
Right,
everyone
pens
in
down,
again.
eyes front.
Yeah. Because
But
that
it
scene
worked.
is.
Lead on, Sensei.
Yeah, because there's
So,
four,
this
5 of you.
cutting-edge
No, 4, I
device
guess. Is
is
it?
known as a personal
Mhm.
computer.
Yeah.
I remember there
Yeah.
being
PC for short.
Sarah,
I know you're joking,
Kazim,
but how
Anusha,
old is this thing?
Jahan.
It
Oh,
has
yeah,
a
of course,
floppy
yeah.
drive.
Patience.
So yeah, there
number
was
one.
yeah,
You've
5 or
got
6
your
of us.
login details from Colin, right?
Sure.
Then bestow them onto the device so that you may gain its ancient
It's kind of
wisdom.
funny in a way because I don't know. Alice is so
What?
core
Something
of
wrong,
in the
sweetie?
OIAR
Is this
staff, and then that you kind of
Windows
came in as the last
95?
one.
Of course not.
I don't
Don't
know,
be
and then having to
ridiculous.
record
This
it
is a modified
in
version of
isolation,
Windows NT
not
4.1,
having met
the
anyone, I guess.
business-focused predecessor to
Yeah.
95.
How is this even... There's
I
no way
think-
this is still supported.
I think I
I
had
think a good half of Colin's
met
job is just making sure
Anusha.
the
I
workstations
think
don't all
before
try
I
to
did
update
the
and
lines for
instantly
this
break
episode, I
themselves.
did a scene with Gwen.
Oh,
mean, why?
sure.
See
I
that symbol?
think
FR
maybe with
D1.
Sam as
Meet
well.
Freddy.
Maybe with Shahan.
The
I
program
think I
doesn't
met
really have
Shahan
a
and
proper
Anusha
name.
before I did
Bespoke
this.
software from the mid-90s.
I wonder if it was this scene
It's
actually.
the bedrock that the whole system is based on.
'Cause I think
and
does
it's
Gwen
been at
come in
least
in a
15
bit?
years since anyone
Oh,
actually
no,
knew how it
so
worked.
What does it
All
do?
of the lines
Crashes
for
mostly.
this
At least it does
episode
if you try to update it.
were done
delete
Oh,
in
of course you had to
isolation.
or
redo,
link
of
it to anything
course.
developed more
It will have
recently
been for
as
like
the
episode
Bronze
2 or
Age
3 or
collapse.
4,
Yeah.
something like
What's
that.
it supposed to do then?
It searches
Wow.
online databases, newspapers, forums, or whatever for incidents, flags them, then passes
You know
them
what?
through to us.
The
for
more I
assessment.
listen to this, the more
What
I'm
sort of
like, I don't
incidents?
think I edited
You'll
that
see.
much on this episode. I
Right,
definitely
so
did some,
This list is...
but I
These
think
case
Nico
files,
did the
just double-click
vast,
on the top one.
the majority of
Okay,
this.
so it looks like it's
Maybe
an
he should
email.
get like more of a credit than me on this.
Read it. Is that even legal?
I don't know, not
Probably.
being like, oh,
We do
just,
work for
Oh,
I
the
just,
yeah.
sort of.
What about GDPR?
Because
Look,
when I was
Sam,
talking
I don't know
about
what
being
to tell
cast
you.
on Twitter,
This is the job. I've been doing it for years. and
Nico
there's never been any problems.
replied
Maybe
to me and
ask
said
Lena,
like,
she'd probably know.
your lines are fitting
Fine,
in
sorry.
seamlessly.
Okay.
So Nico must have done quite a bit
I
of them.
think he did. I wonder if I
This
did.
is-
I think I might
they're
have
all
done
like
like
that.
one of the
At
cases
least
or
this one
something
is
like
short.
that.
Nice easy start for you. So
Mhm.
once you've read it, you get out the binder.
And then, fun fact,
Whoa.
to me anyway,
and look up
Nico
whatever's
does all of
mentioned
the
most in the case.
odd-numbered episodes,
We
and I
can
do
get
all the
this one, we
even,
go to
which
D
is
and
quite
Sam, eyes on me
it's a
now.
nice, neat way of
We
splitting
go
them.
to D and right. Would you say this is more dolls, comma?
And
What
That
I
means
mean,
you'll get
Nico,
episode
if
69.
you're
human skin?
if he's around, he
I-
can correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe
I
Nico
mean,
lives in Helensburgh,
I guess the
in Scotland, which
human skin
is
bit
where
only
my
implied,
grandparents on my mother's side
so-
used to live. And when I discovered that he was in
Wow.
Helensburgh, I was like, oh, I
Freddy's dumb as rocks.
can just picture the waterfront,
Right. So
all the little ice
each
cream
entry does
shops,
4
and
numbers.
I have no
I hope
idea.
you're-
HW. So dolls,
Yeah,
comma
I hope
watching
he's-
is.
I hope he's nice and settled in there.
1157. Then you cross
a lovely
reference
wee
with the
town.
table here, so that would be a 2 dash.
And then right across water, you can see Fazlane, the nuclear submarine station, which is kind of ruins the scenery a little bit, but
cat to RC.
I feel like I have been ignoring this scene with Sam. So sorry.
dash 09012024, and then we click submit.
I would love to
Well, go on.
understand. I know
Oh,
that there
right.
is like logic to a lot of the.
Excellent work. We'll make a wage slave of you yet.
Is it like?
Where does it go?
Oh gosh,
If I were a betting woman, I'd
the,
say
the case names and that.
the case, yeah.
No one will
I would
The
love to
DPHW.
understand that.
Why
Yes.
do it?
because that's what they're paying.
Yeah, Alex
It's funny if you-
Welcome to civil service.
said that
What the hell
it all
sort of
makes
job have you got in
sense.
the Alice?
One
but-
where you get paid to hang out
I-
with the coolest person.
I can't be
in
arsed
London
finding
all
out.
night,
This
every
is it. I'm
when,
what
when
I'm
you
doing.
hear people reading it back,
No, you try the next one.
Right.
there's an American guy who like reviews some episodes, and he always reads out like the casement like
Hang on, you can pause it by
serial number at the beginning, and it's mad when you hear him listening it back.
You get one of those
It's like,
so soon.
okay, this is
One of what?
episode
Why is it
da
called
da da
what?
CRT-321-4433777. You're like, how are they making this? Alex and Johnny,
Right.
how are they
Yeah.
making it up? Like, and how difficult is it? And they're coming up with it.
With a hammer.
How frustrating
All
is
it
it,
really
or is
means
it
to you
fun
I think
to come
he's-
up with it?
Maybe 1 in
I
20
think
cases.
Alex
Won't
has
let you do
like,
the
I
next
could
one
be
till it
wrong, but I think
finishes.
he's got like a big
But-
book
hang
or
on.
document or
That
something
doesn't
like
make
that.
any sense.
That
Has
sounds
it all.
likely.
Program from the 90s. Why
Yeah.
does it have text to speech?
And he calls me a
Great
nerd.
question. I asked Colin the same thing a while back.
And what did he say?
I'm basically waiting for
You
the
just
fans
snap
to
the
work it
pencil
out,
in
and then
half
I'll
and
be like,
walk
oh, right?
Look, Sam, it's a completely
Honestly,
knackered system that's
the
old
fans
as balls.
know more than I do
Gangly, grey-haired old man balls.
about
And until it
everything.
finally collapses forever, we
I
just
have
to
said this
put up
several
and
times
shut
on
up.
live streams
So
and
how do we stop
Q&As
keeping
and
them
things.
out?
The
No idea.
wiki is a
So now when we
source,
come across a
like
chatty case,
it's
we
invaluable.
generally take that as a cue
Like
to
if I
get
need to,
coffee. Then we come
when I
back and
needed
read it through
to,
once the
because I
computer's done
produced
waffling.
season 5 of
Right.
Archives and like a
Okay.
bit of season 4.
Who's
When I
Norris?
needed to find
So,
out,
there are
like,
3
oh,
bodies
this act,
it
this
leads to
performer
me.
needs to come
I
back,
call
or
them
like this
Norris,
character's coming
Chester,
back,
and Augustus.
and who played them. I could just go to the
Dwayne doesn't
wiki,
like it.
find out who
This one
played
here is
them.
Norris. He and Chester
Yeah.
are what's common.
It's
I
fantastic.
Okay, if I do hear
at
it.
MCM,
Like,
I
I'm just thinking I can
met
finish
a
up
few
this onboarding
cosplayers,
video
and
by
they
this
were like,
round.
"Oh,
Knock yourself out.
we're
Just
going
grab
to
me
the
in
same
break room
uni
when
as
it's done. We've got a
Sam,
lot more
that Sam
to
and
get
Alice
through.
went to," and I
Gotcha.
was like, "Oh,
At mailpod.com.
which one was that?"
May 12th.
Turns out it was Nottingham.
7
I was like,
Oh.
p.m.
which
Subject.
one was that? I don't remember.
Checking in.
It's Norris.
I'm so sorry. I
Here's
should
the
have
first
listened.
statement
I just
of
couldn't face the
Protocol.
thought of the rest of my life never hearing
Yeah.
him again. I had to try. It wasn't a scam.
It starts
Oh.
so
You said.
like
He
it
sounded different
hits
when
you.
he
It's
called.
like, ooh.
He was all eager, with an off-putting sort of
Alex's
excitement.
soft-spoken
Not
little
like our
dulcet
earlier
tones in the
face-to-face
background.
consultation.
Oh, I
He's
definitely
Nazan.
double
He
checked
just
things.
gave me an address
Was
and
it
told me to be there that
Sounds
night.
adorable?
Grantham Cemetery.
Well, from the wiki, but it's a very good place to
I
start.
started to wonder if this was all just another messed up sales pitch. Some preachy lesson about acceptance.
He'll
and
never let
letting
me
go
live
before
this
asking
down,
for
but I
more
love
cash.
Alex's voice.
But I had to know.
So much.
You've said it now, it's out there.
Not as much as
used to love the
Johnny's
night.
though.
I
When
spent a
Arthur
good
couldn't
chunk of
sleep,
today
we would just
editing him,
walk for
actually.
hours under the lampposts.
Ooh.
Just us
Mm.
and the
Oh,
occasional
editing-
headlight streaking past.
Editing you as well, and me.
It frightens me now.
You, Billy.
I look at the shadows,
Ooh.
not the lights.
I'm not gonna say
They hide whatever it was
anything
that took
about
away
it,
from me.
but in the last
The cemetery gates
was
were
it the
wide
last
open.
recording
I
session or
don't
the one
know if I
before?
would have
But
had it in me to break in.
we
I was so nervous
very
that the
recently
smallest
recorded like
obstacle might have sent
my
me running home.
favorite scene
But they were open.
Ooh.
that
So
I've done
I
so
went.
far.
Slowly.
I would be interested to know which one
Towards
that
the
is, but I guess.
I will tell
was a
you
big
later, and
graveyard.
it'll
Yeah.
be
Spacious enough that I could
obvious.
see the figure
but-
standing there before I got too close.
I'm not
For
gonna
a
say
moment,
anything
I
about
half
it, but
skipped and I
it's
thought
my
it might be
favorite
Arthur, but
to have
no.
done so far.
the shape. The shape was all
The
wrong.
music.
Then my step faltered because I had no idea who else it could be. They were too short for the consultant. Maybe they were someone else entirely, some innocent mourner? In the middle of the night? I doubted it. I was scared, Bala. I was so scared. I was certain that I'd been set up, that I was going to be grabbed. I turned to leave, hoping I could get back to the main road lights, but then the figure began to speak from where it was stooped in the dark. It was his voice. It was Arthur's voice. I know you won't believe me, but he called my name, and I know it was his voice. I froze in place. It came closer, and as the moon escaped the clouds for a moment, I could make out the discolored skin, the mismatched features. It moved slowly, shuddering towards me with a jerky, ungainly step. Something was pressed against its skin, from the inside. I said the only thing I could think. Arthur? Is that you? And that voice I have loved for 20 years answered. Some of him.
Some of him.
Yeah.
And it laughed. Great heaving gasps and wheezes
One
that
thing
seemed to leap
that I've
out
always
as if
found
there were
weird
rock
about
bellows.
Alice's
It
and
laughed
Colin's whole
and
theory
laughed,
about
violently throwing its head back
sound
and forth,
cards and
faster
text-to-speech and stuff.
faster, impossibly fast. So
doesn't
fast I could hear
explain the
bones
emotion in the
snapping.
voices.
Mm.
I ran
That's
up.
always
Yeah,
the one
I mean,
thing
like,
that I'm like,
uh,
text-to-speech
Are they
doesn't have-
hearing the emotion in the voices, or
I've
is
not
this
left the
emotion
house
in the
all day.
voices that
I keep thinking I see
is,
something at the bottom
you know,
of the
audible
garden.
right now? Is that just
I
for
can't bring
the
myself to
audience,
check.
or I don't know? In
don't-
my head, when we're recording
Could I even
episodes,
tell
I'm
them?
kind of like,
I
for
tried
them,
calling
they're
the
just
company
getting
helpline,
like
but no one
the
answers.
way the text is at the beginning
free
of the like
tonight?
first
I
10
don't want to stay
to
at the
30
house.
seconds
I
of
know you warned me that it was
the
too full of
casement
memories.
is how
This
they're
isn't
getting
that.
the full thing. I mean, that's the way like I've always approached that.
Worse.
I don't think
I
they're.
think it's
I don't
Arthur
think
and
Colin
Maria,
anyway,
or
or
what's left of
you
him.
know, Gwen, for
Please get
example,
back to
might
me.
be hearing it with
A
little
S
hints of emotion and stuff.
P.
I don't know. Because maybe if they did, they wouldn't be so inclined to run away and get a coffee during every time that there's something getting played back.
Yeah,
but...
sorry.
That is a good point.
Shiny Happy Goth says it's a really good sound card.
And horrible. Yeah, more or less. That one seemed pretty tame, to be honest.
Great. Can't wait for a bad one.
So, ready to score it?
Sure. So...
Suzanne Fraser's just called Alex a chaos gremlin,
Zombie.
having met him in person.
Probably be under Z, right?
Yeah.
Has he dropped his idea for a cryptid zoo
Not
yet?
zombies.
I don't think so.
Sorry, Gwen.
No.
I thought
What's
someone
that?
was shadowing me today. Since
Oh, have you managed to avoid this?
Oh, he wants to buy an abandoned zoo and then turn it into an immersive theatre and make it like a cryptid zoo.
No one's checking this stuff.
It's not about you.
Reanimation.
Oh, don't you'll encourage it.
Partial crossing out regret, but you could also go with amalgamative subsection semi.
Zombies would have been fine.
A, no, it wouldn't.
Gwen
and
is
B,
so
there are at least
snotty,
3
isn't she?
pages of subclassifications
It's
of
not zombies.
You'd be here for hours.
It's giving. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Yeah.
That's why I had the highest accuracy rate in the
It's
office.
reanimation, not zombies or whatever.
Zombies are definitely like one of my other kind of fears. One of the first things that kind of like pulled me in first hearing any sort of or reading any protocol or archives thing was the fact that it had like a kind of like almost like a kind of Resident Evil coming across like a file vibe sort of thing about it. Like the first thing I ever read was Lost John's Cave, and that's what our edition was.
Yeah.
That was.
I remember
my
reading through it and I was
edition
like,
Let it teach you
this
to
is
make
like
bad habits,
this
Sam.
feels like
I'll do my best.
I've come across like a
traitor.
I don't know, like a file in the mansion in the first Resident Evil, or like
I know what
in
you
the
mean.
police station in Raccoon City in Resident Evil 2. I mean, reading it had that similar kind of vibe, and yeah, I think that's certainly part and parcel of what pulled me into it when I first read it.
St. John's Cave is one that I can't listen to again. I've listened to it once. I'm like, I can't put myself through that.
Is it
again.
St. John's Cave?
No. It's Lost John's Cave. Look.
St. John's is, I think that's better actually.
That's what we'll do for season 2 protocol.
Teddy's leaving event.
This scene has one of my favourite lines in the entire protocol.
This is not acceptable.
That happened yet?
When Lena says, "Oh, you think you could do a better job than me?" and Gwen just goes, "I do." It's like, oh, Anusha just nailed that little line.
But I am
So
still
good.
your manager, and undercutting my authority in front of a new team member is deeply inappropriate.
Understood. Now, if that's all...
It's not. Sit down. If you hate working here so completely, you are perfectly within your rights to resign. No one is forcing you to stay here.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Honestly, it more or less balances out. You are difficult to manage, but hiring a new staff member is always something of a pain.
Sounds like my
What do you
manager.
actually want?
Oh God! Oh no!
No, in an endearing way.
Okay, good.
I do.
There it is. She just gets it so right.
I thought you
It's
were
so
slumming
good.
it down here, but I never actually considered you might think of this as the first step of a career. Most people simply move on within 12 months or so.
I'm not most people.
No.
This is still one of my favourite scenes.
No. Unfortunately,
Like,
I know what climbing this particular
it's so
ladder
good.
entails, and you don't have what it takes.
The professional salt.
I'm sorry to put it so bluntly, but I really do fear
It's a really
your
good way to
ambition is
describe it.
misplaced here.
Well, good talk, as always. Excellent use of my time. Let me know if you have any other gems of wisdom you want to spit in my face.
Gwen, that's exactly the kind of attitude...
So good.
It's so good.
Oh, I think the mispronunciation is coming up.
Oh.
So, how's the app going? So that's it, is it? Lena's hired another smart mouth prick just to piss around.
Lena. Now, you might be mistaken thinking, oh, just because I've got a cold, like I don't know if that's how I say Lena. But no, I definitely read it as
Lena.
like Lena, and I said it. And it wasn't until after they put it out, I was like, oh, I definitely got that wrong. But that's strange that they
I
kept
wonder
it
if
in there,
people are
but-
like, oh, it must have been an accent thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've never
definitely.
picked
I
up
think
on
that's
that.
half the reason people need to read the transcripts for any episode that Colin is in, because I've seen so many things of like, I can't understand what he's saying. It's too Scottish. Like, just get the transcripts out. And I understand.
One of my first memories from recording with you, Billy, I think was the extended discussion on how to pronounce Leibniz.
Oh yeah. And in the end, we went with Leibniz.
Leibniz.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It's because in German, EI is pronounced I, so we initially got it wrong and then we got it right. But yeah, it was.
Jess just said in our ears that apparently it's in the blooper reel.
It is, yeah.
I haven't heard it.
The bloopers are funny, like they're really funny.
Yeah, I should
And
listen to those.
I'm not saying that because I'm literally like 40% of them. Alex is like 50% of them, and then yeah.
I've started my takes from like little things that I lift out for the blooper reels, like as I'm editing. I started on had a great one from Alex earlier.
Oh.
Just him. The thing is, it's like him going.
Good luck, mate.
Oh, I'm talking about audio bloopers. Sorry, yeah. But him talking to himself when he's recording alone is
Lowri,
is something.
Do you remember that that advert read that I did not so long ago, and I had to stop because a man was ramming a wheelie bin into a car?
He's.
Was what?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was to you, wasn't it? Like, I got halfway through my second take of an ad read, and I was like, I'm really sorry, I have to stop. There is a man outside ramming a wheelie bin into a car, and he's just doing it over and over again.
I don't know if it was me, but it makes me really happy. Oh no,
Yeah.
maybe. Oh God,
I'm
I'm
sure
worried
it was.
for my
It
mind.
was. I'm pretty sure it was when April was on leave, so like you were doing them,
Fair.
and
She did say the office vibes were.
and I left it in as a treat for you.
That's one way to put it, I guess.
I
He
think
was
should
just-
I message you out?
Did you end up?
Yeah, he was just ramming a wheelie bin into a car, and I was like, okay, great. He's not done this all day,
Maybe.
and the
I'm just
moment
better at
I'm
it.
having to
You
sit
know how to
here
work
and
keyboards.
record an
Yeah.
advert, he starts. I don't know what his problem
Did he
was.
set the car alarm off, or was it just the banging that you noticed?
Somehow the alarm didn't go off.
So, what is it?
I don't know. Maybe he was trying to get into his own car, and he just got really
I was
stressed
gonna
and
say maybe
threw,
it's just his car, and he's like,
Does it have to
threw a
be?
wheelie bin at it.
Now's the time.
Maybe
Yeah.
I just like creepy, monotonous data entry
it's
instead
like
of
Gwen is
sleeping
about
at home.
annoying in this scene, isn't she? She's like, so what's the awful, terrible thing that's brought you into working here? And
I'm just
Sam's
trying
like,
to
oh,
get
nothing really. I'm just, I'm here to pay the bills. And she's like, oh, what's the awful, terrible thing that's brought you in?
All right. Hi, Johnny.
Never mind spelunking.
Yeah. Another talking
Sites.
one.
New topic: Magnus Institute Ruins by Red Canary on Sunday.
Oh, I edited this. I think I did a first pass on this. There we go.
Anyone know what the deal is with the Magnus Institute? Recently moved
So
back
like,
to Manchester, and I've been keen to
sometimes
keep up my
when
spelunking, so
Johnny's
was looking
reading
at the
like
lists here of good sites to check out.
computer stuff,
There's some
he'll
great
say
ones
like
on there.
RE,
I've got to check out
or
the
sometimes he'll say
Hippodrome at some
Ray,
point.
and then
I'm a bit
I
confused
didn't know
about
that
the
people
Institute.
say I
Listed
always
under
either say
Creative,
RE
there's
or
no pictures
Re.
or
So
info.
for a while I thought he was
Useful to
talking
have a
about
way
somebody
of
called
saying
Ray,
about
and I was like,
something that's
who's Ray?
Ray?
I've missed this lore drop.
I don't
Who's
think I've
Ray?
ever heard
Is it
anyone say Ray before.
Why is he
It's only a
sending
half hour from me,
emails?
but I don't want to
Who's
bother. It's
Ray?
genuinely a sold site.
The
There's
fourth
something there worth seeing.
computer voice.
Oh,
RE Magnus
oh, you've got
Ruins
Ray.
by
He sounds exactly
31
like
on
Chester.
Sunday, April 10th, 2022. 4:51
I like the
PM.
way that Johnny says
Not sure. I don't think Archer K has
canary
updated
in this
those lists for a
episode,
while.
because there's like a slight little flutter in his voice that happens every time he does it. It's like,
oh,
but Red Canary.
Yeah.
RE Magnus Institute Ruins by Archer
Is it
K
coming?
on Monday, April
No,
11,
that'll be the next one.
2022,
Yeah.
1:27 AM. I do update them when people send me through stuff, but it doesn't happen all that often. I'm mainly just adding stuff to Devon's old lists from when he left. I don't know why he put the Magnus Institute on the cleared list, never really thought about it. Maybe it's been a self-fulfilling thing and no one's been checking it out because it was put on there by accident. RE Magnus Institute Ruins by Red Canary on Monday, April 11,
Just a little, like...
12:39 p.m.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I think I might check it out after all. R.E. Magnus Institute Ruins by Archer K on Monday, April 11, 2022.
You ever listen to somebody's voice and you either can imagine them
Look forward to
with
reading the
a
report.
specific like food or drink with them while they're
Magnus Institute
speaking,
Oh.
or it makes you kind of want to
2022.
eat or drink a specific thing. I think when I hear Johnny's voice in this specific
Definitely not cleared. Really weird
casement,
place. Kind of.
I kind of want to like have some sort of like
Really weird.
tiramisu, like a little glass of milk or something with it.
Magnus Institute Ruins by Flowers
I
Underground.
can't say I've ever had that
April 22,
thought.
2022.
There's I've got this like lasting childhood memory of like hearing somebody
Really
like
keen to see some
on
pictures.
BBC News, and I was like, oh, they're definitely like they've definitely got like a glass of like blackcurrant diluting juice, and they're eating digestive like ginger nuts or something. They sound like that's what they're doing right now, and I'm gonna go and do that once I finish listening
Is
to
this
this podcast.
potentially like a really specific type of synesthesia? I can't even say it.
Synesthesia.
Yeah.
What's synesthesia?
Yeah, the buildings are not.
When you like, it's like your senses get crossed in a way. So like certain words trigger you to like have certain taste. Or
Then
think of
definitely,
certain-
yes.
because that's a really
100%.
beautifully specific one that I hope that is what it is.
TBH, that was most.
What are they drinking and eating right now?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, now I just need an image or a picture or a video of the next statement that Johnny records,
Lots of
and he's got a
austere
little
old
plate with a
furniture
tiramisu and a
still
glass
in
of milk.
decent nick, and a bunch of offices like little.
Just out of interest, chat, if anybody else has that
doors were going
sort
to
of
slam shut and lock
sensation,
behind me,
what food
even though half
do you
of the
associate
frames
my
didn't even have
voice with?
actual doors left. Big
I'm trying to
surprise,
think
no
what
old
I...
papers. I mean, they'd be mulched by now, obviously, but all the old
Ooh,
filing
I
cabinets
don't
were
know.
Any
still
Happy
open.
Goth says some friends and I
What
came up
used to be a
with
massive library or archive or something in
themed
the first
tea
floor
blends
there.
for each of the
Was really
the fears if
expecting
you
a
want
bunch
to
of paper pulp.
if you
Oh
want
my
an immersive
goodness.
Barely any.
Okay, that sounds
fun.
amazing until you realise there's got to be a T for the flesh.
Also,
Oh no.
Or the corruption.
there was a bunch of them.
Oh, I don't want to drink the corruption's
I don't mean
tea.
tags or anything. I didn't see any tags at all.
Somebody said something fizzy or
wasn't your
carbonated,
standard.
Billy.
Your
Yeah, like a,
Flavors.
like a soda.
Spooky ruins graffiti. It was like
Butterscotch vodka.
Butterscotch vodka
I
sounds
think
very
that's a
good.
really
Pretty
good
suspicious
call because it's
stains
kind of
on
like
some floors.
smooth, but also could sometimes deliver a bit of a bite.
No occult.
Okay.
Yes.
I like
chocolate
that.
orange.
Legit in the way most of it.
I just love chocolate orange.
I know a few of you do.
Everybody's talking about
so
food now, and I'm just
wouldn't
like,
mind
oh,
picking your
I've
brains
had my
about
dinner
it later.
already, but no.
Pot noodles.
Institute Ruins by Badgrav 31 on Saturday, April 23.
Yes, yes, the
2022.
Alice and the
Whoa.
pot noodle
11:28
thing.
AM.
I
Quote.
I
know a few of
maintain
you
to
do
this
craft
day
stuff.
that Alice has a pot
While I can
noodle
neither
for
confirm
her
nor
dinner
deny my involvement in the
every
tagging of
day at the
Raycast
OIAR, but she can't be asked
Oh.
waiting for
Loving
it to
it.
soften, so she just like pours the
R.E.
kettle in
Magnus
and then just
Institute
starts
Ruins
going.
by Red Canary.
Is it the same flavor of pot noodle every time? Is it like
Yeah.
the
12:17
mushroom and
PM.
was it
Chicken and
like sweet corn and
Photos from the Spelunky.
yeah, that's it.
It's the only one.
It's
Green one.
whatever the yellow one
Thing
is.
with a bunch of
Oh,
Is that
on it.
chicken and
that's
mushroom?
chicken curry, isn't it?
Chicken
I was
curry.
gonna say it's curry, yeah.
Really sure what
I am
for.
I think
shocked at
she'd.
my
I
knowledge.
think she'd
Pot
be a
noodles.
curry
Get the
girl.
light right
I
for
think
it.
she'd be a
Mm.
like a Chinese
No
curry
dice, I'm
sort
afraid.
of stand.
Must be something up with my phone camera.
What food
Really
is
not
Celia,
helping the
do you
whole
reckon?
Paranoia.
Food or drink?
Mm.
Anyone know anything about photographic distortion?
I don't know. I kind of feel like
See if I
something
can
quite
borrow my dad's
practical.
SLR tomorrow.
Which is
R.E.
Bread.
I think it depends. Oh yeah,
by
just bread.
Arthur K.
A baguette.
Saturday, April 23,
Depends what
2022,
part of her life you
2:24
know
PM.
her at.
Quote,
Currently, I
did
think
find an old
practical.
wooden thing. Just to be clear,
Mhm.
Yeah.
theft from explorations is not
I
endorsed
feel
by
like
this
we
site,
did
so
answer
I
something like
trust
this,
you
didn't
were
we?
simply remembering something
We
you
we were
saw
asked what
and
we
not
think
admitting
each
to
character
taking
has
souvenirs.
for their dinner.
Yeah.
And
yes.
I said that Celia has a
Saturday,
meal
April
deal from
23,
Tesco.
2022,
And it's
at 5:30
specifically
PM.
a falafel wrap,
I know the rules. I'm going
some
to open it.
ready salted like hula
Full of the
hoops,
dogs.
and like some
I don't
apple
need
juice.
anonymous DMs calling me a
Or something
thief or
like that.
threatening
So
me.
bland. I'm so offended. She's cool.
Bit of fun. People
What's
don't
what's
get out of
Alice's
shape about it.
what's Alice's meal deal?
R.E.
Oh.
Magnus Institute Ruins by
Alice's
Arthur
meal
K.
deal.
on Saturday, April 23.
Sorry, Colin is a vegetarian.
6:01
It clearly has
PM.
corn dino
Quote,
nuggies. Who was
I
that?
don't
I'm
need
so
any
sorry. I
more
missed
anonymous
the chat.
DMs.
Oh,
I don't know
cool.
where this aggression is
Oh,
coming
Susanna
from.
Fraser.
Susanna Fraser.
Clear, this forum does not allow
I
for
like
direct
that.
messages. to
Also, I do
yourself
need to
anonymously.
just shout out
No one is threatening to
Shiny
dox
Happy Goth.
anyone.
Meat tea?
This is your formal
You said you made a
warning.
meat tea. I
Our
think
That's
I
like
need to know
Bovril, is it
more.
not?
Ruins by
Oh,
Oxo Cube.
on Friday, April
That's
Pretty much
29th,
Bovril.
Okay.
2022,
I'm more into
1:19
it.
p.m. Still waiting on pics of that graffiti if you've got them, Red Canary? R.E. Magnus Institute Ruins by Red Canary on Saturday, April 30,
Red Canary.
2022, 2:01 a.m. Image removed by moderator.
Oh,
Should stay above ground.
Oh.
Canary
I
should
So there's a
stay
lot-
enjoy this
Institute
statement.
Ruins by Flowers
There's a
Underground.
lot of really cool
Saturday, April 30,
Red Canary,
2022, 2:27
Canary
a.m.
should stay above ground artwork
Gross.
flying around.
Can we get
Excuse the
some
pun, flying around, but yeah, it's even quite a lot of it.
R.E. Magnus Institute Ruins by Badgrav 31 on Saturday, April 30, 2022, 3:11 a.m. What the hell is that? Are those eyes?
I just
I look-
love.
All right.
I was just saying, I love the detail of that bit where that person saw the post at 3 a.m.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine seeing that on 3 a.m. on your like urban exploration thing.
I really love that it's like, because you know, it's that classic horror film thing of,
brought it on yourself.
which I guess you always do in podcasts, you never see the scary monster and it makes it scarier because you don't see it. It's always like in the background. I feel like that's kind of the audio equivalent of it, being like, oh, we know this photo has been taken down, but we never describe it. You just hear people's responses to it.
Good job,
Yeah, there's a few that in sort of a few times, isn't there, where it's like certain bits are redacted and stuff.
Monday, May 09, 2022, 7:07 p.m.
Lady Baroness cosplay. I bought Dino Nugget socks at a con this weekend. That's fun.
Oh.
By moderator.
I love that it became relevant in a stream. How... Oh,
Alice's
and that
meal-
music
You okay?
was quite archive reminiscent there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, it doesn't matter.
Wendigo says
You're
Alice's
sticks
meal
out
deal
from the
includes the
bunch,
Blue
needs
Innocent
stronger
smoothie. Yeah.
What?
Oh,
I'm fine.
so
Screw
sweet.
me.
I love the blue
Hey,
smoothie.
Have you heard of the Magnus Institute?
Have you both watched the footage of
Why?
Sam
Nothing.
Jones over?
Just a
I
bit
think
of
it's
that.
Vienna.
That's
The
all.
recording. That's
No, I
so
haven't
cool.
watched that yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
part of
Not
the
quite. Had another
documentary.
Dorker.
Yeah, we saw it at
Yeah.
the premiere.
Chester.
So cool.
Name them.
And
I don't
Alex
blame
is
them.
just there
The
after
universe
literally a
named
day
them.
after having like a hernia operation.
Bad name.
So's
Oh
Gwen.
dear.
Not laughing at Alex
It's
being
your first
poorly,
night,
but
so I'm
it's
sure Lena will let you catch up tomorrow.
It's such an
There's
Alex
something
thing to do.
He's a lot better than he
Enduring
used to
this
be
film.
at
Fine.
taking care of
I
himself,
can
believe
probably
it or
push
not.
on.
All right.
I think a lot of that is down to April and
So
Hannah.
don't overdo it. We're not really
Oh,
monitored
boss.
with breaks, so if you need to step away after a bad one, that's fine. Just don't fall too far behind or anything.
Sure.
Ping me when
It's
you
not
know.
not
We'll have a
even
pint waiting.
yeah. It's this
6:30 in the
entire
morning.
episode you
I'll send
weren't
you the address.
bouncing off
Yeah.
Shahan or anyone. That's crazy.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I was just like I think it was mainly April reading in, so like Alex could direct.
To the first
Um,
day of the
yeah.
rest of your night.
Got it like all
Cheers.
done in like
Was it really that
a
bad?
session.
No worse than you warned me. Although
And
setting me up like that with
I
the
guess
IT
like
guy
big
was
shout out to
hilarious,
Nico there,
I know.
and probably
It's
like
win-win. You get a job, I get
I
a
think it
fresh
was
victim. It's all in your
Kath-
contract.
Don't
Catherine
remember
Seaton
signing
who
that
did the
particular bit of paperwork.
SFX or like the
Gotta read the
soundscaping
fine
for this,
print,
and then
you know.
Catherine Ranella, sorry, who did
I
the
didn't even know
mastering.
pubs open
But like
on
shout out
Monday.
to them for
6 to
making
9
you
a.m.
sound like
It's mostly for market
you're in the same
traders who
place,
set up in the wee
responding to
hours
each
of
other.
the- There are
Yeah.
a few of us
Yeah.
night walkers who frequent.
I was given
Cozy,
That's not bad.
the old version of
Oh,
the first
nice.
episode to
By the
listen
way.
to
It's fine.
prior,
Next one's on you though.
No, I mean for the
Um,
job.
and
Some
that
of them
helped.
have actually said
So you
that.
can
So
hear what you're
Thanks
you're
for this.
responding to,
Don't
and
worry about it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I
Not
had
really the sort of job
heard
I'd expect to be thanked for
the
hooking
other
you up
people do
with.
their
Something
lines,
to focus on. And I need that right now.
but
And it's not
in
too
the
awkward
actual
working with
session
an
it
ex.
was mainly
Only
just
if she won't
Yeah.
stop
bouncing off
bullying me.
April,
Ah.
I think,
yeah.
if I remember
At least you
correctly.
get
It's
a
been like
vibe
a
of what
year.
yeah, what the scene feels like, I guess, and then you can
Alex,
kind of keep that in your
These
mind.
cases.
Because I think I've definitely had to direct
Yeah.
someone doing it
What's up
But like
with them?
when someone has
You
used
think
the
they're
wrong
real?
microphone accidentally or something, then they have to do
don't see how they
pickups.
could be.
I think it was for something that wasn't scripted, so then we've had to like go back and go a line at a time listening, and that's so difficult to like match the
I've no real
tone.
idea what the OIAR
If I
even
remember
is.
correctly,
You and everyone
was to do like
I've checked and there's not really much info
I
on
think
it.
Alex said
My
to like
current
split the
working
diff
theory
on
is
like
that maybe it
bringing
got
my
set
own
up in the
take and also
70s, back
doing
when
it as the
everyone was off
previous
their
voice actor had
tits on
done it,
LSD,
so it like
giving ghost hunters
sounded
massive
fresh,
away
but
crystals in
it was
Yeah.
like kind of my
I
own
reckon at
take on it,
some
but it
point
would
they must have
still
put together a
made
small government
sense
department
Yeah.
to like
in
oversee
comparison
the
to everything.
spending and
So
monitor
I
this
think
stuff,
hitting
and no one's
that
noticed it's still going.
Makes
balance
sense.
was
As long
what
as you
made
don't
it
pay
work
too much
so well.
attention.
Yeah,
Try not to dwell
that
on
makes
it.
sense.
Besides, it's worth the paycheck, right?
Yeah,
And a civil service pension.
true. I could be cleaning toilets.
You wish. Cleaning
Noodle
toilets
arms.
actually helps people. Besides, you wouldn't last a night. Stick with scoring horrors until
I
your
miss
Uncle Johnny
recording
fix
with
your noodle
Shahan.
arms.
Noodle arms.
Just a pair of waggling
You shouldn't
vermicelli.
have pushed him into a
Surprised you can lift
pool
that
then.
pie.
I
Well, thank
didn't
goodness you helped me get
actually.
this one
I
night.
think you'll find there's a
With my hand.
significant pause
Can I say? I'm
and
the
Oh yeah,
business.
no, you didn't push him in. Sorry, you just lured him to it.
With
He
all
wanted to go. Ah. No. How much time do you think Alice spends on Tumblr on the daily?
Oh, she gets back in the morning and she should go straight to bed, but she doesn't. She's
And
got
just to be clear, this was a race squirrel asking in chat. That was not from me.
yeah,
And you've got us all fooled.
definitely at least
No one
2 or
moves
3
last
hours.
Yay!
I know. I'm
Colin!
gonna find you. And then it's
Oh God. Oh no. Oh my goodness, did we just breeze through the whole episode?
Yeah. Crazy.
Wow, I'm sorry. Didn't even, if you wanted to break halfway through.
Well, it's fine.
Magnus Protocol
What did that clock?
podcast is
Is that?
distributed by
It's not as
Rusty
long
Quill
as
and licensed
40
under
minutes,
a
is it?
Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike 4.0
Yeah.
international license.
Roughly, it's
The
maybe.
series is
So we're at
created by Jonathan
38
Sims and
minutes
Alexander J.
on the,
Newell,
Oh, wow.
and directed by Alexander
So,
J.
yeah.
Damn.
This episode was written by Jonathan Sims and edited with additional
Uh,
materials by Alexander
hang on.
J. Newell.
I need to be careful what I
With
click
vocal
on because I don't want to
edits
stop
by
the
Lowri
audio.
Ann Davies and
Yeah, I
Billie
don't
Hindle.
deserve that credit, I
Sound
think.
staging by Catherine Seaton.
That's
Vocal
definitely,
Catherine
definitely
Newell,
mostly
with
Nico.
music by
So I
Sam
did do
Roberts.
some of it. What was
If
Do
you
you
down
remember
here?
hearing Johnny say your name for the first time, Billy, and how you felt hearing
Honestly, I listened to the first episodes when they got like released on early access. During a trip to Morrison's to get groceries. And I
Amazing.
was looking at apple pies when I heard it, and I had to put the pie down and walk into a corner and just be like, wow.
Oh.
And then I went back to go get my pie.
Lindsay and Samantha G. Hamilton.
I love that.
Associate producers
It
Jordan
was-
L. Hawke,
How about you?
Anna Michaels, Nicole Perlman, Setius and Megan.
Well, like, right before we started recording, and then at the beginning of when
visit rustyquill.com.
the first episodes started getting released, I was still working as an undertaker, so I think I was like walking to work that morning, and I was kind of like,
thanks for listening.
That's nice hearing him say it. It's not so nice that I've just listened to an episode where reanimated corpses at a cemetery.
Oh,
but,
God.
but that's nice.
Oh, no.
Oh, hang on. I have to stop the audio or we're going to go straight into the second one. But then I have questions. I didn't know you'd been an undertaker.
Yeah, I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
Well, I mean, like,
Wow.
I did it for a little bit in Scotland before I moved to London to go to drama school, and then my graduating year at drama school was 2020, which is probably the worst year that you could ever go into the industry when the industry is completely shut.
Yeah.
And during that, like, remember when the first lockdown kind of lifted a little bit, and then it was like 3 months before we went back into the second lockdown. Done like a couple of like wee like odd jobs to like basically just try to like cling on to staying in London. And then when the second lockdown happened, and obviously it was like, oh, it's happening because a lot of people are dying.
No.
Yeah, I was like, well, I guess I'm going back into that for a little bit.
I'm so sorry.
but
Have you
yeah.
received Susanna Fraser's comment, which is that, Lowri, you have been on stage before when April said Ryan was an undertaker. Look, I have ADHD, and really poor memory skills. So
That's
I'm very
fine.
sorry. But it's great because I've got to experience that excitement again of discovering that you've done that. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, certainly an eye opener. Makes you, I think people jump to the conclusion that it's really a morbid job and stuff, but it makes you appreciate being alive and
I can imagine it
people
provides
that you care about
perspective.
being around. Yeah, definitely.
So we have a choice now. So we're going to do a little I've got some questions. Thank you so much, Hattie. Hattie has sent me, or us if you want to see them as well, but I'm happy to read through them. Questions in our group chat. At some point, either before we do the questions or after the questions, we'll have a little, like a break, a full-on break where we'll just pause the stream.
I really need the toilet.
Yeah,
so I guess that decision has been made.
Case, let's have a little break. How long should we be? 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Great. Okay, so we'll say 10 minutes. So let's aim to be back by 7:10 GMT.
Sure.
Cool. And just a technical thing, do we need to pause or mute or anything, or are you all fab? Okay, that was, you just witnessed me getting instructions from Jess, which was we'll say goodbye for now and we will be back in 10 minutes. So thank you, everyone. Hello, we're back.
Hey.
Hey.
I have
So,
had my wee.
lovely. I've refilled my squash. Gone a bit spicy with it. It's not just water. Very exciting. We've got some questions. Thank you so much for sending them in. I don't think we're going to have time to answer them all. We're going to do 3 or 4 now, and then we'll listen to the next episode, and then we'll see how many we can get through at the end. So, first question from Enya. Billy, have you finished the Magnus Archives?
Yes, I finished episode 200 literally this week, and I posted about it on all of my socials, crying about it. And then Alex called me a nerd, and then I cried some more.
Oh!
And yeah, like my tweet sort of like saying my thoughts got like 2,000 likes. I was like, whoa. But yeah, no, I have finished it, and even though I knew what was coming, yeah, still hurt, man.
No.
Still hurt.
Your comments from the start of the stream make a lot more sense about Alex being mean to you now.
Yep.
Oh. Another question we had is, what was the first scene recorded, not including the edition, which is from Susanna? And I actually don't know. April, you might know that. If you
It's
remember.
It's gotta be one of the ones I wasn't here for.
Yeah, it's gotta be episode 1.
I actually think the first protocol scene that was recorded was in the office with Alice and Teddy, and then just sort of gradually drip feeding everybody else in. Yeah, it was that literally the first
right.
bit that
Yeah,
you
because
hear,
of course I wasn't in it. Susanna wants to know as well, is there anything, I'll say that again, is there anything in the OIAR that reminds you of a work experience?
Yeah, so I mean it's more of like sort of the general vibe of the OIAR that reminds me of something I had to do for work once. I had to do a night shift at work once, checking CCTV. Basically, I was in an office, and I was basically having to keep an eye on like lots of different security cameras, and I was really tired, and my eyes were playing tricks on me, and I was like, oh my god, there's somebody in the corridor. What the heck? So I picked up a big torch and went around the corner, and I was like, it's just a curtain.
You're so much braver than I am. I would not have gotten
And a nice little lore drop. That was the same building that had the maggot clown in it.
Ah,
Oh God.
Yeah.
Heard
now
about
that
that.
story I remember.
Yeah.
Do you have any, Brian? I'm struggling to think of anything. I'm sure I do. From old jobs.
I mean, like for the actual OIAR office is concerned. Like one of my first jobs, I used to work as a lifeguard in a leisure center, and the brief bit of respite that you would have from your colleagues that you're working with was like a 20-minute break in the coffee room. So I'd like dart there, coming off poolside, and be like, please don't anybody come in and just let me drink this. And then sure enough, 5 minutes later, somebody come in and just be blethering in your ear, and you just be like, please, for the love of God,
I just want to zone out for my 20-minute break. I don't want to be sociable. Please go away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or understand this and sit in silence with me.
Yeah.
I feel that for sure. I think that something that keeps coming to my mind, and I don't know how related it is, but I'm not very good. If I don't respect a person, I find it very difficult to hide. And this is to do with like way before I worked for Rusty Quill. This is like somewhere I used to work years and years ago. But there was a person who I just had no respect for, and I remember him like giving
It's
a
right, you can name Alex. It's fine.
It's not
Sorry,
Alex. It's not Alex. This is way before I worked for Rusty Quill. I just remember him like leading a staff briefing, and he commented on the fact that he was like, "You can't even look at me, can you?" And I was like, "No, I can't." I was like, "You just like, I'm not good. You lose my respect, and I'm out."
That's so awkward.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm not sure if Lena is that kind of boss, or maybe I'm projecting to when maybe other people are boss. I don't know. I just there's something. You lose my respect, I'm out. let's do another one. Oh, siren. I don't know if you can hear that. I'll wait for it to pass.
Very faint.
Enya is asking, Lowri, do you edit in general on Protocol? I may have answered that by now already, but yes, I do. I do vocal cuts on every even numbered episode because Nico does all the odd ones. We split them between us. Windigo is also asking what kind of effects are added to the computer voices, if any. Can confirm, yes, there are effects. Cannot confirm what they are because that is not part of what I do. That is on the scaping side. So that would be Tessa or Meg, maybe even Kathy, who masters, who deals with that. What did I say? We'd do these until 1:15?
Yeah, we're a minute past that.
Right. In that case, I'm going to stop those questions there. Sorry, those last two were at me. We're going to continue listening. This time we are listening to episode 3. Again, transcripts in the description below. Also, content warnings in the description below. Please do check them out. And yes, Billie and Ryan, any memory of episode 3 and words that come to mind?
So this was the first actual time that we recorded together, and it was nice to see the actual, Alice in the flesh.
It was. And
I say it in the flesh, but I've still not met either of you in person.
No,
it's true.
Seeing you in the pixels.
I like that.
I always remember episode 3 as the plant guy.
I naturally have no memory of episode 3, so I'm in for a ride right now. Really looking forward to it. I want to highlight though, so episode 1 was co-written by Johnny and Alex. I'm not sure if one of them took the lead or not, but we've had a lot of guest writers for Protocol, and one of the guest writers wrote this. It was edited as well then by Johnny and Alex, like script edited. Graham Patrick, and you can find more of their work on Ain't Slayed Nobody, which is an RPG podcast that I listened to a bit of because I was like, oh, I've never listened to it and I want to have listened to it before I plug it. It's real good. So go listen to that after this if you enjoy that kind of thing. Yes. I reckon, since I don't have 3 words to describe this episode because I have no memory of this place, let's just listen to it. I'm going to hit play. And I have hit play. It hasn't started yet because I put a little gap in case I missed pausing it in time. Is it gonna play? Has the tech betrayed us?
There we go. I can hear it.
Alex or Johnny then?
Rusty Quill presents
Johnny.
That reminds me of the troll dying in Lord of the Rings. That is the breath
before he
does, I
falls
swear.
down.
I was like,
Gets the last arrow and he's like,
yeah.
You know, it reminds me of the first time listening to Magnus Archives because I just finished listening to a bit of the Bugsy Malone soundtrack, and you know the like that same interval happens in Bugsy Malone. It goes everybody loves that man. So when I first listened to Magnus Archives, I was like, oh cool, it's got like a kind of Bugsy Malone vibe to it, but no, it's like like, yeah, it's not the same vibe.
The Archives theme always, you know, that last boom, boom, boom. You know, Poirot. Have you ever seen the TV show Poirot with David Suchet? And you know, it's got like the spotlights coming down on the intro, and then they go out. Like that's the kind of visual that it always brings to mind for me.
Yeah.
Only spookier.
Come on.
What actually is a
Don't have a cold anymore.
J error? What does it mean?
Nothing.
So half of the little laughs I do in this scene were real laughs.
I could try another computer.
Because I just couldn't stop chuckling at just the way you were delivering your lines.
It just won't accept commands.
I mean, same, but still. Do I need to call Lena before you break Freddy? This is bordering on abuse.
For me, or it? And what is Lena gonna do, exactly?
I don't know. Could be useful to have another witness when this
Saying the
escalates
correct
to murder.
name, no,
Some
not
witness.
Lena.
She was like DOS prompt if it bit her on the arse. Look, did you mess with the directory or something?
Of course not. Why would I pick a fight with Freddy? That's your job.
Just work, please. You utter bastard! Just tell me what the error is. Do you need something? Should I get the boot disc? Do you need a goddamn massage? What?
Do you want to phone a friend?
Funny, there's bits
Maybe
of my
central
dad's
IT?
that
They
has
are not
kind of worked its way into
Oh,
Colin when
amazing.
he's annoyed and pissed off about stuff.
You know that. I know this system better than anyone alive, and I still don't understand how it works. So I can guarantee you that none of those mouth breathers would even know where to begin with this steaming pile of
It's okay, Freddy baby.
Classic interrupting a swear.
Don't hit on the computer while I'm working on it.
Hey, I'm not the one on all fours.
I'm serious. Don't give it a personality. You shouldn't even be calling it Freddy.
Uh-huh. Because
Fun fact.
FR3-D1 just rolls so smooth.
I used to have a hamster called Freddy. Obviously not spelled FR3D1, but it was Freddy. He was a little blonde hamster.
Cute. It's hard enough using every nanosecond of my waking
He went
life
bald
just to
before he
keep this
died.
Byzantine mess
Oh.
from coming out of bed without you taking the piss.
Oh, come on, it's not that bad.
Do you have any idea what will happen if this thing finally managed to extinct itself?
We'd go home early. Maybe he just needs
That's a great noise you've just made.
Or maybe it just needs a good kick in the
Case,
fuck.
homicide.
Thank Christ for that.
Hey, you fixed him. Here's
Here's
Freddy.
Freddy.
Nah, we both know Robert England would have done it better. Cheers, Colin. You're a star. I've got stacks to clear tonight, so just let it play and I'll go put the kettle on. You want anything?
Double scotch.
2-day-old black coffee it is.
03/04/2009, 8:45 a.m. Collection, Kent CID Repository. Item, Journal
I'd
of
definitely
Dr. Samuel
be
Weber,
half cut
46,
with
issued
one
by
double
Grief
scotch.
Counsellor Harriet Manning, found within a water-damaged black briefcase, partially buried, penetrated by mouldy roots. Additional contents, water-damaged smartphone, wallet with Dr. Weber's ID and Visa card, keys on a gold chain for 30.
You say you live in London?
Partial medical
Lowri.
files on Gerald
Yes.
Andrews, age 37.
This is it's based out of Lewisham, this episode, or it's like
age
Lewisham like
Deceased.
police.
Case
Ah.
1201.
Do you know
Can you
what?
can you get
Serial number.
I'm listening to this and I'm like, I don't think I've listened to
720032110.
this episode.
Collector, Special Constable Carolyn Jennings.
Because I always find it
2911.
really, like,
Routing to Southeast.
I spend so much
Evidence
time
Storage,
editing them.
Lewisham. Relevant journal
I
entries
then
as follows.
don't go back and listen. But of course, because I didn't edit this
10:03
one,
p.m.
I'm like, I think I've heard this.
Today was bedlam. I had it
definitely a whole extra sense of like dread for
and then a panic attack just
any
choked the nerve
statement
out of me.
that includes a place that you've been to or like can get a pretty good image in your head of.
Swallow me whole with everyone staring at me, only to roll their eyes at my hysterics.
Because this one
as
is
the
obviously
paramedics
the
put it.
fish market closed and
They don't understand.
archives.
I was so
Yeah.
in court. But it's done. All I need to do now is disappear. I can't go home. Not for a few days at least. And I'll have to
Yeah,
avoid
like
the usual haunts
the one
until
about
they forget
Fortin
about me again.
Services.
That one was
Yeah.
difficult, wasn't
I've
it?
been there a
Oh.
few
Just a
times.
doctor. Just a grey man in a crowd, unnoticed until I'm useful.
So now I know that one because I edited it.
One man kept staring at me on the tube. He looked like he was connecting the dots. I'm paranoid, I
I
know.
drive from London to Scotland maybe like half a dozen times a year, and I've stopped going to Fortune Services on my, comfort break.
There's not much in
This
regard.
is,
Still, listing helped keep
another
us
thing that's
straight.
been ruined thanks to
Files
Johnny
went
out.
out to the star-crossed couple.
I think
Monday morning
Fortune
drowns.
Services was
I hope
ruined
Mrs.
way
Campbell's
before
offer went
Magnus.
okay. 9 Werther's originals, because at some point I became an old man and didn't notice.
I very rarely have
Prescription pads.
been to any
Wooden card,
services up
still
north. which I assume it is, just judging from you saying it's London to Scotland.
It's not too far away from like the border of England and Scotland.
Okay, because I would get the train normally, but
it's in Lancashire, but it's like on the way out of Lancashire.
43% battery, 1 bar.
You have to go and visit now, just
probably destroy
just to get a vibe for what's going on with the
Pilgrimage.
elevator and.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to Scotland soon, actually. But yeah.
Right.
I didn't pack a lunch. I didn't expect I'd need one. Didn't expect to get this far. I wonder how long I'll have to stay here before they stop looking. I should probably eat a Werther's. Just the one. Christ, I'm reduced to rationing sweets. I need to find somewhere dry. Why did I choose to hide here anyway? I could try a hostel. Would I need to show ID for that? I could lie. Use a false name. I could be Gerald Andrews. I'm sure Maddie would have loved that. I remember now. It was the jasmine. That perfume in the drizzling
I love
rain
jasmine.
that drew me in.
It's one of my
It
favourite
reminds me
scents.
so much of her. Maddie loved the scent of jasmine. Loved to garden. She would have adored this place. Tucked away amongst the ugly brick back streets. She would have quizzed me about the plants, and I would have told her I didn't know. I didn't even know gardens could bloom this late in the year. I wasn't really thinking when I pushed my way through the gates, just following my nose to memories of happier times, I suppose. The scent is much more pungent here than it was outside, an almost overwhelming, sickly sweet rot amongst the bushes.
I'm worried about the scent of jasmine.
It's dark and quiet. That's the main thing. The garden seems unmanaged, which
I really didn't think there was an episode I hadn't heard. This is like fantastic.
You not heard this?
Yeah, I don't think I have.
Old wounds.
Because I read all the script, and then I find it hard to listen to the ones I've edited like really soon after I've edited them, or even like a few months. So like I obviously listened to the first two when they came out because I was like, exciting is coming out, and I thought I'd listened to everything, but I think I haven't heard this. Great.
I don't know if it's happened yet, but there's like a reoccurring musical theme that happens sort of like in intermittent points throughout the episode, but it's really fitting and suiting to the whole kind of like garden, vine theme.
Snooping around with their community watch flyers. I won't miss parking.
Speaking of music, I've been listening to Tiberius. Really enjoying it. Yeah. What's my
Uncle T's allotment.
There's one of the songs I've got on my daily rotation list.
Daily chicken eggs are a
What
problem.
is it?
Amazing. That's cracking.
Besides, the rooster would be a problem. Hospital basement. This would have been the best solution, but getting there unseen is a problem now, and no easy way to get food. It definitely would have been warmer and drier though.
The new Subjugation. Bloody love it. This is Ryan's band.
But safe.
Your bassist, correct?
I suppose there is one other possibility.
Yeah, that's the opening track to our debut album, which we put out in 2020, so we couldn't play any shows to support it until like another 2 years later. But we're putting out our second album in March next year, and we're hoping that triple global atrocities don't all happen at the one time this time around, and we can actually
if you could not herald in another pandemic, that would be great.
Or nuclear war, or something like that. That'd be handy. Thank you for.
Let's listen to the horror instead.
I'll try and find a better spot.
Thanks for checking out. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
Thought I heard someone calling my name. No flashlight though. No movement. Just the voice. Sounds like Maddie.
I think one nearly made it onto the we did some playlists for our characters. One nearly made it onto Celia's, but then I was like, no, it's not quite right for what I'm going for. But
well, Tiberius tune almost made it onto it.
Stay still.
Yeah.
My heart is racing. I think there were some branches cracking, but I can't tell from where.
Oh, no.
This character, he's like a doctor. He's a doctor that's
around in the garden.
murdered someone, isn't he?
I almost called back as I dozed.
Yeah.
So naughty.
My phone died. Just my luck. I can see enough to write, so it must be just before dawn. God knows I need the warmth. The rash is getting worse, and my scratches will get infected if I don't.
No.
I examined
The descriptions
one on my forearm, and it seems to be secreting something.
No, really.
Usually at this time of year as well, when it goes like
I pulled with a dull tear.
Well,
I could feel
Singapore was like 31 degrees, and I've come back here and it's like 6 degrees, so I'm just waiting for like rashes to just like appear. And yeah, listening to this is already making my skin bubble.
That's something that I find, really difficult actually. I've just watched Arcane season 2. Have either of you seen it?
No, but I've been seeing
So
loads
good,
of
please
stuff.
watch it. It's amazing. One of the characters at one point, not a spoiler, is picking their skin. And I remember in like Black Swan, the film as well, she picks the skin around her nail, and I can't. I have to close my eyes. I can't.
There's a fine line between watching people like, you know, pick skin and stuff that's either quite satisfying or it's just absolutely.
My fingernails are black with dirt. Although I don't remember digging. The scratches are all weeping now.
See, weeping, anything weeping and to do with skin, nah, no thanks.
For me, the word
get out
polyps.
of here for treatment.
Oh, yeah, I get you.
I
Have the chance to pharmacist at least.
Polyps.
I saw one a few streets away. I'm not local, so I doubt they'd recognize me.
Like,
I do still have my
I
prescription.
think like growths, I guess, or like you might get them on your vocal cords.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
This place is far bigger than I thought. Followed the birch tree.
Before you guys record an episode, do you do much in the way of like vocal warm-ups or anything?
I do a little.
I know it.
I do.
Remember?
Oh, go on.
I sort of just do the same sort of warm-up that I would do for a theatre show. Even though I don't have to project as much, it's better to, you know, better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
I also
certainly
make sure I've drunk a lot of water and avoided sugar as well.
Yeah.
And I
The
never
older
have
I
dairy
get,
anyway. So.
Yeah, I really start to
everywhere.
build more of an appreciation for like how like crucial, important it is to actually properly warm up for you. Even if you're recording something at this volume, you know.
I think it helps.
I'm not sure if I ever got up
because it's breath work, a lot of it, right, as well. Because I think I do a lot of like sirens and lip trills and things. It just kind of settles you a bit as well. I think that's quite nice to like settle.
I've managed to push my feet.
Get in the right mindset too. I often like I'll do a bit before, maybe a little bit of a stretch. But I often do have to mute myself on the call and just like I'm just gonna do a few more lip trills.
I never really warmed up properly for when Colin first smashes up Freddy with the hammer. I felt it afterwards.
I'll just try to keep
sleep
until
yeah,
it sounded really good.
I so much want to see it again. This night seems
you have a lot of you have harsher lines to deliver sometimes, I think.
One or two.
I'm terribly afraid. Thank God for Maddie.
I think Celia's gonna have a bit more emotion in season 2.
She'll be back soon with medicine. Condition update. Dry mouth and swollen tongue. Tasting burnt aniseed now. The fingers of my left hand are nearly immobile. Right is not much better. I don't know how much longer I'll be able to write. The pain in my abdomen has passed and the seeping is mostly stopped, but my back aches.
It's a funny image. This poor guy basically turned into a tree, but he's still got a notepad and a pen being like, yeah, I've lost a feeling in my leg.
I stink of jasmine.
And it's
at least I think I do.
So detached, the reading as well, which
it's safe enough here. Maddie still hasn't returned though. I hope she's okay. I miss her.
Good. Add something to it.
Smile. I worry when she is out alone. She will talk to anyone, like Gerald. I never liked him. I should make more time for her. I'm too busy and work far too much. I get home and just go to sleep. I need to be careful or we'll drift apart. I don't know what I would do if I thought I had lost her.
Oh, don't make me cry.
I'm not alone here though.
You know he's murdered her, right?
Yeah.
He's killed her.
Yeah.
No.
This is him just kind of tripping out a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I feel really sorry for him.
The reason he was on the run is he's killed her.
I knew he'd killed someone. No, we've been talking over it. Like, didn't get all the nuance.
Yeah, Maddie's been long gone for a little bit.
Soon there will be
This current Maddie is
flesh and leaving the living.
It's not actually Maddie, is it?
Nature is so wonderful, so
he's been drawn into the garden by
nothing is wasted in the garden.
You know.
Oh no.
I can see my bones are tangled with the same fine strands as my wounds. It's
love how you're just like, oh, it's so sweet.
I should write a paper.
I mean, if it's true, it is. Sweet if true, but apparently not.
I could take more drastic measures, but I would need something to cut with. Something strong and heavy. A rock, perhaps? Could I? Should I? can't tell how long I slept. Still no sun. Maddie, is that you?
Well, apparently not.
I should stay. She has come back to me. Just a whisper, but it is her. I knew she would never leave me. She says there is a spot where I can sit
Just
out
watching
in the
your
sun and
live
feel the wind
reaction
on
at the
my
moment
face.
is so
What
entertaining.
would I do without her?
I'm really glad I hadn't heard
We've
this, actually.
decided not to remove any more of me as my condition develops. Maddie feels it isn't prudent now that the vomiting has passed. It was touch and go there for a while, but I think I've gotten most of the rot out and made enough room to grow. We'll monitor the progression, of course, with a strict regimen of fresh air, sunshine and rest. The polyp should be blooming soon.
Oh no.
Condition update. I've gained some good weight and my skin is pulling away nicely, like blanched tomatoes. My legs will be more responsive soon. I need to finalise my position before then, but there are many variables to consider. Maddie is advising.
It's
yeah,
so
you go, Maddie.
Weight of my meat as it sags from my bones.
There's that
and
little
drops to the
theme
dirt.
in the background.
No green fly or other parasites. I remain quite healthy. The clouds have
Oh, I'm enjoying the bassy
visual skies are so bright, almost blinding. We are blessed with such a radiant joy of warmth and love sitting within our garden together. The thought of all those years behind me, toiling in the dark, ignoring nourishment for myself and others, so withdrawn. But no longer. I have so much time now, out in the light. But strangely, deep inside me, beneath the roots, there is something that still shakes with terror. I don't see why. The sun is bright, my roots run deep, and the breeze is fresh and clear. I think I shall stay here for a good long while.
Well,
so sweet.
He loves her. It's so pure. No, it's awful.
And what was the name again of that guest writer? If you have it.
Uh, Graham Patrick.
Graham Patrick. Nice
Graeme.
work, Graham.
Patrick. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't catch all of it, but that one sounded from. What do I even find that as? I doubt there's a code for a parasitic garden that whispers with the voice of the woman he clearly murdered and sort of turns you into a tree. Infection, arboreal. Cross-link it with guilt if you're feeling fancy. Of course. Cheers. What? I'm just thinking. Would you fancy doing me a favour? Depends. Nothing sordid. No good. It's just. Would you call Central IT for me? I've got Colin fix your computer. He did. With a lecture on top, and quite frankly, I'm sick of getting it in the neck every time Freddy throws a wobbly. We all know the system's a mess. Colin's told us like 1 billion times that he's the one always fiddling with the system, and well... You think he's causing the issues? I'm just beginning to wonder if he knows what he's doing with all that spaghetti code.
Yes, he does.
Central myself, but if Colin catches me, he'll pitch a fit. Alright, but he and I are just so close right now after your stunt on my first night.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, but you're new. You can just claim ignorance. God knows that's believable. You're basically an ickle baby foal wobbling around the paddock with your little stick legs. Oh, thanks for that. You're welcome. Look, Alice, I really don't want to rock the boat right now. Everyone seems pretty tense as it is. All I'm saying is that Colin tinkers with this system all the time, and I don't see any oversight. If you queried upstairs asking about it, all Bambi-eyed and innocent, some alarms might go off. They might even come down and do a refresh or reboot or whatever. You give a pretty convincing argument. Thank you. But it's a no from me, I'm afraid. You've made a powerful enemy count. Better than being force-fed on keyboard by Colin.
I'm sorry, I'm giving no commentary. I'm just like, I want to listen.
You know what Lean is like. Good evening, Gwendolyn.
Gwyn.
Fine. What's the thing? a shame for you to miss out just because you wouldn't tell me. Sounds rather petty, doesn't it, Sam? Stop.
It is dinner with friends, if you must know. That's all.
Aww.
Fancy gowns, champagne, bathing in the blood of the poor.
I do like to think that Gwen has a life outside, but I don't think I believe it. No.
Celebrate.
You sound thrilled.
Oh, I can't wait to catch up and tell them that I'm still working in the same cesspit I was last time they asked.
Oh, come on, it's not that bad.
Are you working or not? The 27th, yes or no?
Fine. Yes, I'm working that night. I'm working every night. I was born down here and I'll die down here. Happy?
Are any of us?
Yikes.
Yay!
Going quick. They definitely feel like they're going quick.
Especially compared to episode 1.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Magnus Protocol is a podcast distributed by Rusty Quill and licensed under a creative
I realised during that we didn't do... Oh, do you know it, Billy?
Oh, I was just mouthing along to it.
created by Jonathan Sims and Alexander J. Newell. Directed by Alexander J. Newell.
Sorry, I'm fighting with my urge that we should credit the people who are...
This episode was written by Graham Patrick.
Yay!
And edited with additional materials by Jonathan Sims and Alexander J. Newell.
Yeah.
With vocal edits by Nico Vitesse.
Yay!
Soundscaping by Meg McKellar. And mastering by Catherine Ranella.
Well done, all the team.
Billie
Oh.
Hindle as Alice Dyer. Shahan Hamza as Samama Khalid. Anuja Battersby as Gwen Bouchard. Ryan Hopevere-Anderson as Colin Becker. With additional voices from Alexander J. Newell.
Ah, what were the additional voices?
Oh, it's Norris.
With executive producers Alexander.
Oh, because it's not credited, of course.
Lindsay and Samantha F.G. Hamilton.
Yay!
Jordan L. Hawke, Taylor Michaels, Nicole Perlman.
I don't want to talk over this either.
And Megan Nice. To subscribe, view associated material.
Right, we can talk over this. I realised during that we didn't do the scale that I wanted to do, which was
what's that
based
again?
off the events of what we've just listened to. So let's do it for episode 1 first. Based off episode 1, on a scale of 1 to 5, how much do you think your character should have quit after the events of that episode?
Episode 1, 0.5.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it can't be more than a 1. It's basically just nothing out
Business
the ordinary
as
really
usual.
happens as much as, I mean, compared to what the OIAR is usually like.
Yeah, I anticipate the earlier episodes might be lower on the scale. Episode 3, the one we've just listened to, I feel like maybe Sam should have quit, considered it, maybe like a 2 or a 3, just based off the poisonous atmosphere.
Maybe, yeah. I don't think anything has really happened that should push him away, other than the fact he's sitting in a basement listening to a guy turn into a tree.
Yeah.
It's the first little bit of hassle that Colin's having with Freddy. So I guess in hindsight, he maybe should have, maybe at the beginning for him it was like a 2 or 3. But I think the fact that he was getting so much sass off of Freddy that it just put it back down to like a 0 for him. He was like, nah, I'm sticking about.
Okay. I mean, Celia's not there yet, so maybe she should just withdraw her job application. I don't know. But based off those two, it seems fine. Right. We've got about 15 minutes before we end the stream. So let's go back to the questions. Again, thank you so much, Hattie, April, for gathering them for us. Well, I kind of answered this already, but Alex is asking, do you listen to the episodes as they are released? If so, what is your favourite effect added, i.e. the lying glitch, the background creepy music, and what is your favourite episode? I'm happy to go first if you want to have a bit of time to think, or I can repeat the question.
Oh, go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Well, I mean, I've kind of answered that. If I've edited the episode, I don't listen as they're released. I did for episode 1 of season 1 because it was like the launch of the new show, and I was like, I want to be there and like be part of it. But I like to have a bit of distance from them. And apparently sometimes I miss ones when I go back because I had not heard that before, which was great for me. Favorite effect. I think I do enjoy when you really know where you are or where the microphone is. So like if it's like in a drawer and you hear the drawer opening and it's like the audio changes or something like that, or you've just like, I know I'm in someone's pocket and I've just been taken out or something. Like I really enjoy that. And obviously the music I adore. And favorite episode, I think it is episode 15, which I keep forgetting what it's called.
It's called Well Run.
Well Run, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I just really, really enjoy Well Run. I don't know that I've got anything more like insightful to add to why. I just something about, maybe because I've been a waiter for so much of my life. I don't know. I was like, oh, I really identify with some of these people. And
I mean,
yeah, and adore
reason-
Ellie Dixon.
Yeah, the reason why I know that one off by heart is because it's one of my favorites as well. Like I think the statement case is really good, and like that one scene that Lady Mowbray's in, it's like ooh. And then that was also the episode where Alice met the stumbling corpse. At the end, so like there was a lot going on in that episode, and like it was the first time I got to like act sort of being all freaked out and stuff, which was really cool. Also another sort of joint favorite for me is the one where Gwen goes to meet Inksoul, just because I love Inksoul so much. Like Inksoul's just one of my favorite characters. Like just nope, still dead. And then like just the way Gwen has to like hightail it for her life is it's just done really well. And like I do listen to the episodes like as soon as they come out because I just enjoy listening to them. Like it's sort of a myriad of reasons. Even though I've read them, it's still entertaining to hear them all come together. And sort of I find myself kind of interested to see like which version of me saying a line made it in.
Oh,
like
sure.
I know like when we're doing recording, like Alex will let April know which takes that were his like favorite, and the way like he'll say like take 3 primary, take 2 secondary sort of stuff. But by that point I've forgotten which one's which, so it's just nice to see.
Yeah.
And also favorite effect. So the lying glitch is something I didn't see until fans pointed it out. And now I've gone back listening to it. It's I like it because sometimes it's really funny. So Lena says, I'm sorry to have to put it so bluntly, and the glitch goes off. And it's just at that point it feels like the glitch noise is trolling them. It's like it's like calling them out, going, "No, Lena, you're a knobhead. You love the fact that you're being blunt." It's just really funny. Somebody, and I can't for the life of me remember their name. I might search now and see if I can find it. Somebody made a very funny video which they went through all of season 1 and counted how many glitches happened for each character, and they replaced it with a loud incorrect buzzer. Here it is. Somebody called Iris of the Eye. they did it like 2 months
Oh,
ago. It was counting every lie glitch in the Magnus Protocol, but it's a loud incorrect buzzer sound, and it's freaking hilarious.
I would love to see that if you would just send a link.
I will. It's got like circus music behind it and everything. It's so funny. I will drop it in. I know I can't send links in the YouTube thing.
Well, while you do that, Ryan, do you have any
I'll
thoughts
send it in
on
Discord.
thoughts
sorry,
on-
do you want me to repeat the question? So it's like, do you listen to the episodes as they're released?
Oh, yeah.
And what is your favorite effect that's added? And what is your favorite episode?
Yeah, definitely listen to them as they're released, and well, I guess if you can still count it as an effect, but yeah, anytime hearing music added into something that previously up until that point you've just read it without music is always really yeah, a lot of fun. And I think the work that Sam Jones has done on this, especially the all the actual like physically recorded stuff that he did in Vienna, is just so effective. And it's not even necessarily just like, you know, the scale of it and having it all orchestrated, but like simple things that he's doing with, like, you know, like in some of the string sections where they're just like, you know, tapping the bows against the strings, and they're just like adding all this extra, you know, nuance and layers that is really effective. And I think that brings me on to episode 12. That was my lucky number, but also because it's the first kind of proper little hint that you get at Bonzo, and the way that Sam Jones has interwoven the music in that whole, you know, club scene where you first hear and see about Bonzo.
I think
it's done really well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Nope.
Do you hear about Bonzo before that?
Oh, clearly, I have
Bonzo.
made it very apparent that I'm not the person to ask. I have no
Bonzo.
memory.
Bonzo's in episode 10, but
yeah. Is it? I think it's the episode. It's the episode where the person's making the insurance claim against the people at the club.
Yeah. So episode 12 is when he attacks everyone at the start.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I do know that one.
One thing that I like in the first Bonzo episode when Nigel Dickerson is talking to the TV host, Geraldine, is she called? And
yeah, I think so.
The Bonzo theme starts playing really quietly, and it goes up and up and up until he starts like freaking out, and then it like crescendos, and it's just it's so good.
I mean, growing up, I loved Mr. Blobby.
I hated him.
God,
I hated him.
It was one of the first like cassettes I remember like seeing. My parents had the Mr. Blobby theme tune on cassette, and it was that nice pink and yellow sort of polka dot thing going on.
Oh, no.
I loved them.
Oh
and
no,
on top
I
of
couldn't stand him.
I loved them.
What I've been trying to remember, I think I don't think is it. Please do correct me, Hattie or Jess. I don't think it's Sam who places the music in the episodes, because he composed them and all of that. I think, but I might be wrong. Because I know, because he did do it for Cry Havoc, and then I was doubting myself. I think it's the soundscaping artist who like picks and chooses, because Sam provides breakdowns, like stems of different themes and different like parts of each theme as well, broken down so that the editor can pick and choose which bits they want to use and like match it with the scape. So obviously, like, it's like Sam's music is fantastic, and the fact that it can be done to like that in such a detail as well. But it's actually, I think, probably Tessa and Meg, maybe Kathy as well. Yeah. Yeah, it is fantastic how they're like weaving things through with, as you said, like the nightclub scene and stuff. Were there any episodes, Ray Squirrel asks, where the statement got to you? Again, I'm happy to go first to give you thinking time.
Yeah, go for it.
I nearly had to swap edits with Nico. I can't remember which episode, what number it was. It was definitely an even one. But it's the one with the new mother who has clearly given birth to some kind of demon.
Yeah.
And
Rupert,
there was
is it
just,
called?
yes, Rupee. Actually, one of my best friends like recently had a baby and it's called it Rupert. I was like, oh no,
Oh no,
why have you chosen this name? Protocol. But there's something about her, I mean, I guess being eaten by him and like just giving all of everything basically physically as well to keep him alive. We did have conversations where we were like, can we move the editing schedule around? Can we swap and edit? 'Cause I don't think I can do this one. Because we're like, you know, we have meetings, like we just had one for season 2 actually, where we discuss like what the content warnings are for every episode, so the editors can be like, oh, I might not be able to work on that one. And I just hadn't thought that one would bother me, and then I listened to it and I was like, oh no. And the reason I persevered with it is, one, after a couple of listens, obviously it lost the power a bit, but also it was someone that I have worked with, Faye, who is the performer in that, and I was like, I want to edit Faye's episode. I really want to do her case. So in the end, I did manage to do it, but yeah, that one got to me.
For me, I think it's the first Augustus statement that you hear. Whichever one is the violin player.
Number
I was
4.
talking about, like,
yeah.
Number 4, taking
'cause,
notes.
yeah, as I mentioned earlier, like irrational fear of blood on my end. But I think I was driving the first time that I was listening to that, and whether it was a mix of Tim Fearon's great voice work or just the imagery of the violin and the bleeding fingers, but I had to pull over and just be like, I'm just gonna wait for this sweat to stop trickling down my back before I drive any further, because the image is just a little bit too close for comfort. And yeah, it's probably it for me.
For me, it's the one of the person who like sort of turns into coral. And like the post about their transformation on like a can't remember the number of it, but they're posting the sort of journey of like transforming into this thing on a message board, and like towards the end they get like really like they realize they've made a big mistake, but it's too late. And like all the way through it, it's like there are likes on the posts, but like no comments. And I don't know whether the comments have been like deleted or whether they just weren't getting any comments. But it's like nobody on this message board like tried to stop this person. In fact, they probably were actually egging them on, and that is like terrifying. That's like people on the internet like sort of. Someone just put the transgender coral. Maybe that's why it gets me. But like, it's that whole sort of thing of like people just not like helping someone who was clearly reaching out for help, and nobody did anything. And it was like, it's like. I read a story once about something similar that happened in real life. Like, obviously, they ain't turn into coral or something. But, like, there was somebody doing stuff online, and the audience egged them into doing something very, very stupid, and it did not end well. And it's just like that stuff like that really gets to me.
I guess
that's the horror of like actual people, you know.
And also like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to articulate this, like the balance of like the person that it's happening to. So let's say coral person, then, you know, that is so real to them, and they're so like they're putting themselves out there on the internet or what have you, and it's so real, and it is their life and their lived experience. And then the people who they're reaching out to help for are like, I'm not really involved in this. I don't really have any like stakes in this. So it's like is it anonymity or I don't know. It's like how a throwaway comment, I guess, could mean so much to someone for good or bad. good or bad. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've articulated, just kind of added
No,
a word soup to.
No, I think I get you. I get you.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so Jess just said someone said something about bystander. Yes, bystander effect. That also, but that feels like a slightly different thing to me as well, because bystander. Well, or is it? Yeah, there's a lack of taking responsibility. The bystander. Yeah, I guess I always think of bystander effect as being in person, but I don't think I've ever thought of it in context of the internet. But I suppose, yeah, maybe that is the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that got
lovely stuff.
deep. Well, it is 8 o'clock. I'm trying to think of a nice short.
Yeah, let's lighten the mood after
question.
that.
Yeah. What about? I mean, this isn't a necessarily happy one, but I imagine it could be kind of funny, maybe. Is it from Enya? What do you find most difficult about recording for Protocol? I mean, I don't know. I think, honestly, it's maybe a boring answer, but the traffic outside my house.
Discord.
Yeah.
I was doing a scene with Anusha. Were you there as well, Lowri? I think you might have been. Literally in like in the past recording session where like I had a tiny little line which was like, I can't remember the line, but it was like so small that Discord wasn't picking up that I'd said it. So Anusha was just there like, oh, Billy? I was like, no, I was, so I had to basically I had to like do the line and then go to like sort of show her that I've done it.
I've definitely experienced that, and I think it was with you. I think you had like a really short. I don't think this is the thing you're talking about, the event you're talking about, but I remember you having like a or something at the end of a line, or just a small. And in the end, I was like, oh, Discord isn't picking this up. I'm just gonna go.
Yeah. It happens a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's never anything that's like really like unpleasant about recording it the way that we do it, but there are times where you're left afterwards being like, that was, that was good, or that was fine, but sometimes like the sort of want to be in a room with people to just like, that's always like a little thing that you're kind of like, well, that was good, but I wonder what little bit of seasoning or spice that would give it if we were in the same room together and stuff. But
especially if you haven't met in person before. Like,
yeah.
Now that Billy, you and I have met in person, and obviously we've been recording together for a little while too, but I feel, I don't know, more. I don't think at ease is the right way to say, because I definitely wasn't not at ease before, but it feels, I don't know, maybe more I know what to expect, or what I. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
look, my ADHD, as I said, unmedicated right now. Words are impossible to find.
We totally get what you're saying, though.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
it's like
just knowing you better, I guess. Familiarity.
Yeah, and like it's just when your chemistry happens over time,
Yeah,
just
that's true. And I think being in the same room with someone can help accelerate that a bit more, because you get the sense of a person better just being in person. Let's do a quick, because what kind of podcast do you think your character listens to? It's from Windigo or Buttermilk. If your characters have any niche interests, what are they? Either or.
Okay. So I have a niche interest that I think Alice shares with me, where I specifically like to seek out bad video games to play them because I'm amused at how bad they are.
I can see
like,
that for Alice.
When I grew up on Angry Video Game Nerd, and I don't know, I just like to find bad video games. I just like playing them. It's just interesting. And I feel like Alice would be the same. I feel like Alice has a stack of like really crappy PS2 games that she's played for like 5 minutes and then they're gathering dust. So yeah,
I can imagine that.
Yeah.
I can go next. Like, Celia's podcast type, I think, is kind of really over the top conspiracy, I think, just because she would find it very funny and also potentially informative. Seeing which ones are, what theories are there out there in the world. So yeah, I think that's what she listens to.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think podcasts, Colin's probably, I reckon he's probably listening to like, your kind of self-help, like Farron Cotton, Happy Place kind of things to just like try and like, try and even out his mental health sort of battles and struggles, and then also maybe just like a loop of Tibetan singing bowls, just like like a podcast, but it's actually just like 40 hours of different types of Tibetan singing bowls to try and calm him down a little bit. But
love that idea of the contrast of him just like storming, just like this storm cloud around the office, but what he's listening to is, "You are a good person. You are worthy of love."
He's smashing
Farron
up
Cotton
a computer and
interviewing
just
Matt Haig, and
in his head there's just whale noises whilst he's smashing a keyboard.
Beautiful. Do you know what? I'm going to use that as the image for our out.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Yeah, I would love to keep chatting because this has been so much fun. Thank you, Billie and Ryan, for making this wonderful. And I really enjoyed it. Thank you, Jess, Hattie, and April behind the scenes. And thank you, everyone who is watching. Thank you so much for, basically making this, not basically, absolutely making this a thing. Like, because we hit enough stretch goals, not only do we get to make Magnus Protocol, which is fantastic, we get to do this as well. So thank you so much. And thank you for your comments and everything. And we will be back, or I will be back with another couple of guests. I think, Billie, you're on it next one. I'm not sure. I won't hold you to that right now.
I'm on one next month.
Yeah, then that is the next one.
Yeah.
We'll be back in December. And I guess take care, everyone.
Yeah, take care. Thank
look after
you
each
so
other.
much.
Take care.
Yeah, goodbye.
Yeah.